Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to travel down Route 66 to Tucumcari, New Mexico. That's the town that was used as the model for Radiator Springs in the movie Cars. There's lots to see there, so let's get started. We leave Glen Rio and head down Route 66 to Tucumcari, New Mexico. One of the fascinating things about Tucumcari, besides what we'll see in a minute in the town, is the sections of original Route 66 that you can still see and still drive on around this part of New Mexico. At the west end of Tucumcari, when arriving in town, you'll see this beautiful chrome monument to Route 66. At the east end of town, the first historic motel we'll find is the Tucumcari Inn. It was originally called the Aruba Motel and Tiki Restaurant and opened in the 1960s during the heyday of Route 66. Its 28 rooms featured central refrigeration, what we now call air conditioning. There was even a kidney-shaped pool that was heated. The pool is still there, along with the 3 steel poles from the original Aruba Motel sign, which can now be seen holding up the Tucumcari Inn sign. Also from this photo, we can see down the street the Pony Soldier Motel sign. That was still standing in 2015 when I shot this picture, but it's unfortunately gone now. Heading west, further into town, we come to the Palomino Motel, which was opened in 1953. Sometime in the 1960s, it was owned by Bill and Velma Jackson and was promoted as a luxury for less motel. It fell on hard times during the last 15 years, but now has a new owner with plans of upgrades for the motel. It's currently open for travelers. Across the street, we find Dell's Restaurant. Built in 1956, Dell's Restaurant was owned and operated by Dell Atkin until 1978. Jessica Brazil originally bought it from Dell, and it changed hands a few times until 1995, when Jessica's daughters Yvonne and Yvette bought it. In the numerous times I've been to Tucumcari in the last 15 years, Dell's is the only place I eat. The food is that good. A bit up the road, the Apache Motel opened in the early 1960s, and its sign and the building featured Cocopelli figures as seen in this picture. It went through a number of owners and a number of paint schemes until in 2006 an Oklahoma investment company purchased it and closed it shortly after these photos were made. It was purchased again in 2019 by new owners who intend to reopen it. Further west, we come to TeePee Curios. Built in 1944, TeePee Curios started out as a Gulf gas station. It added a grocery store a few years later. In the late 1950s, when Route 66 was widened to a 4-lane, the gas pumps were removed and the TeePee was added to the front entrance. About 1985, Mike and Betty Callens purchased the Curio shop and ran it until 2013, when Gar and Heidi Engelman took over. At the west end of Tucumcari, we find the Buckaroo Motel. I couldn't find much information about the history of the Buckaroo, other than that it was first opened in 1952 and is still open for travelers today. Heading back into town on Route 66, we come to the gem of Tucumcari. Built in 1939 and opened the following year as the Blue Swallow Court, this motel is what got me hooked on Route 66. An L-shaped motel with 14 rooms and garages between each unit. Its pink stucco walls are decorated with a shell motif. In the 1950s, Lillian Redmond and her husband bought the Blue Swallow Court and modernized it, adding the current neon sign and changing the name to the more modern Blue Swallow Motel. Lillian became a legend on the Mother Road for her kindness and generosity to travelers. She once said, "I end up traveling the highway in my heart with whoever stops here for the night." After almost 40 years, Lillian sold the motel to Dale and Hilda Bakke, who lovingly modernized the electrical system, installed 1939 Bell rotary dial phones, and repaired all the neon. The Bakkes and Kevin and Nancy Mueller, shown here, who bought the Blue Swallow in 2011, are responsible for the motel being what it is today. The Muellers also created the Lillian Redmond Suite at the motel. Lillian used to provide each guest with a copy of this benediction, which sums up her legacy at the Blue Swallow. Greetings, traveler. In ancient times there was a prayer for the stranger within our gates. Because this motel is a human institution to serve people and not solely a money-making organization, we hope that God will grant you peace and rest while you are under our roof. May this room and motel be your second home. May those you love be near you in thoughts and dreams. Even though we may not get to know you, we hope that you will be as comfortable and happy as you were in your own house. May the business that brought you this way prosper. May every call you make and every message you receive add to your joy. When you leave, may your journey be safe. We are all travelers. From birth till death, we travel between the eternities. May these days be pleasant for you, profitable for society, helpful for those you meet, and a joy to those you know and love best. Sincerely yours, Lillian Redman. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that. If so, a thumbs up is always appreciated. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time, and stay safe.